focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about culture shocks. We're going to be talking about all the culture shocks that I've experienced being here in Mexico. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment as well. If you can agree to these things, you can relate to these things, or if you got any questions for me, and be sure to follow me on my TikTok as well, my Insta as well if you want, I guess, but I'm not really going to be doing like content on that, but yeah. I don't know how Bro's music can dominate the whole house. Disclaimer, it's not me anyway bashing Mexico or saying, oh, Mexico's this, Mexico's that. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying this was different for me, and it surprised me. Straightforward. However, I have done this video on TikTok. Try, if only you knew the reactions, it's crazy. And I will probably insert the video in the caption. People being anti about it. People are like, oh, go back to your country. Don't like it here, go back home. Like, if you watch the video back, you will see that there's no point where I'm violating the country. I'm just saying, you have this different, we have this different in the UK. Shocked me, and it's crazy to me. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. Come on, so I can see you. Nah, I can't wear them at this angle, like some auntie, like, yeah, right? The glare is kind of blinding me. Culture shock number one, everything was literally on the other side. When I first landed here, it was like so baffling to me, everything was on the other side in America. I was like, what? And obviously it's the same in Mexico, but everything was on the other side, and I was just like, wow, like, because they drive on the right. I knew that they did this, but seeing it in real life is different to like knowing that it's going to be there. When you actually see something in real life, it's like, oh, right, this is like for real, for real. I'm getting in the car on the right side, crossing the road, looking the right way, just everything being on the other side. It was crazy. And the second thing that was quite shocking to me, and I don't know, it's not anything like crazy, but I was just like, oh, this is interesting, because I genuinely did not expect this. Like, I know people say that people in other countries are a lot friendlier, but I didn't expect it. Like, people were really polite and friendly when you walk into a shop. So it's like, you walk into a shop, even like a corner shop or something. I know it's not a corner shop that they call it here, but like a little corner shop here, you'd walk in and then people would be like, oh, they'd be like, hola, hola, buenas tardes, buenas tardes. You'd be like, oh, like, you're greeting me. Or people just walk past you in like an aisle and they'll say hi to you, and I was like, oh. But I mean, it doesn't happen to me as much now, but it used to happen more so when I first got here. People literally just greet you when you walk into the shop or you're walking past them, and I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting, because usually you go in a corner shop, people mind the business, everyone minds their own business in the UK. So it was just really different for me. Another thing also, this, like, I realized a bit more over time, everything's a lot more of a slower pace. Like, the UK is too fast. Like, being like over here, I realized the UK, there's too much going on at one time. Like, there's just way too much going on at one time. Here it's a lot more chilled. So that was another thing that I really like. It didn't shock me too much, but I was just like, wow, like it really, like, wow, like, it's not like the UK at all. The next thing for me was I am not an animal person at all. Like, I enjoy reading about animals, learning about them, very interesting. I love doing that. Like, that's interesting for me, do you get? But the amount of stray dogs and cats that I saw here was insane. Like, the very first night I got here, like, the taxi driver, he was trying to take me to where I needed to go in it, to the house in it. And then we drove around like the area quite a bit. We drove around quite a lot of the city. And then in the journey, I was seeing like bare stray dogs, bare stray cats. And I saw like a pack of stray dogs. I thought, are you insane? Like, are you insane? A pack of them. Like, and I mean, like, there were about 3 of them just running around. I thought, and they were barking as well. I thought, I'm not going to survive here. Because me, I'm scared of dogs. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to survive here. Admittedly, I have got kind of better here, but I'm still scared of them. Like, I don't want them by me. Like, I can walk past a stray dog here, and then the cats, it was not too bad, but like, I think I've got used to them more. And I was never scared of cats. I just didn't want them by me. But it was just like, I'm not used to being close to animals like that. So being here, and then finally like seeing the cat, because there was a cat in this house that I did not know about until I got here. But that's a whole nother story. Like, I did not know about that. I was gonna have to live with a cat until I was here, and I was like, oh, drop the bomb on me. Anyway, so I I've had to get used to living with a cat basically. So with doing that, it's like I've become a lot better with being around cats, dogs. I don't know, like there's been some traumatic things that have happened that I can't even lie. So try double digits, like prices being in double digits. This is to do with the currency, because obviously in Mexico they use pesos, and obviously the UK we use pounds in it, so the currencies are different obviously, and the exchange rate is different. But obviously I knew what currency they were gonna have, but I mean when I did my first shopping like trip and like I got the receipt and the price was like in 4 digits, I thought, huh? Now I was fully thinking like, what? Like in my head I was thinking, 4 digits? Nah, that's insane. How can I spend that much money? Next thing on the list was, okay, this one was crazy for me and it still baffles me to this day. Like I understand why it's the case, but it's something that I still haven't got used to, and I don't think I'm ever going to get used to. Basically like the toilets, like you have to put tissue, you don't put tissue down the toilet, you put tissue like in a bin by the toilet. When I first got here I didn't understand it, because they had a bin by the toilet. I didn't understand what it was for, and then I realized as time went on, I was like, oh, like you don't put tissue down the toilet, because it just confused me, because obviously in the UK you put tissue down the toilet, but they don't do that here, and it just baffled me, because I was like, what? Another thing that was like surprising for me was the public toilets. So you go into them and it's like, you know, the cubicles, there's like a bit of a gap, like you know how we have the cubicles in the UK. For anyone who's from the UK, they'll be able to relate it to me. Like you have the cubicles in the UK and it's like it shuts, like there's no gap. I realized it's not just here actually, in the USA as well, in America they got the gaps in the toilets. I felt like someone could see through and see me, and I was like, huh? And also here sometimes you do get some toilets where you have to pay for them. I just didn't expect that. Like I think I googled it and I researched it, but it still caught me by surprise when I saw it in person, like in real life. Another thing that shocked me was the size of the roads, like the size of the roads, the size of the cars, the size of the fruit, the size of the veg, and the size of food. Because why is everything massive? Like the roads, they're wide, like bare wide, and it's not just here. All the things that I'm saying in this list, they also apply to America, like the USA, because the roads are wide, the fruits are massive, the veg is massive, the cars are massive, like cereal boxes are massive as well. I'm thinking, what? Are we feeling like a family? Like, it's crazy, man. Also, there's a lot of like 24-hour like shops here, like, yeah. And then here in Mexico, like this really did surprise me. They have spicy popcorn and spicy sweets, and I was just like, like it's not all of them obviously, but it's like they have that option, and obviously we don't have that in the UK, so I was just like, oh, like, it just caught me off guard, I can't lie. And then going like, back to the sweets are spicy, also the high pavements, like the pavements, like honestly sometimes when I'm walking on the street, yeah, I feel like I have to climb, like I have to like leap up, like to step on the pavement, leap up, like, and I'm not even being dramatic. It's like if I'm wearing like a dress, I can't leap up, no chance. You have to like leap up onto the pavement. I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is this? This was just random. It was just something that I noticed one day when I was walking. Like, you know how we have like dirt on the side of the road? It looked like sand. Like the dirt looked like sand.
What is that?
But I don't know. Also, the mosquito nets on the door, like a door mosquito net. Like I've seen dirt here, obviously, like mud. Come on, I'm not that out of it. Like I knew they had them, but seeing it in real life, I was just like, oh wow, like it's for real. And then with that also, you get like bars on the windows. Like I knew they had mosquito nets, obviously. I don't know, can't know, that kind of scared me. And then also in the house, yeah, all through the house, there's tiled floor, and I realized it's quite a common thing over here, like to have tiled floor everywhere. But it makes sense in a country like this because it's a bit warmer. I'm not saying it's hot because it's not hot where I am, but it's like it's a bit warmer, so they need the air to like flow out. So I went into like one of the supermarkets just to get some cleaning products, and I thought it looked like juice, so I didn't buy it, but that's what the cleaning products were. Like, they look like bottles of juice. Also, they have electricity wires just out, like, everywhere. And then another thing, this still confuses me to this day because I can't tell the difference. The ambulances to me look like the buses, the public buses. And then the public buses look like ambulances, like they look the same. Like, it genuinely confuses me. When I see them, I don't know what I'm looking at until I see it start. Like, they look the same. They have bus stops obviously, but people can stand at like any point. I've seen people do like stand at any point on the road, signal for the bus and then get on the bus. Like, you couldn't even imagine doing that in the UK. They will drive past you and carry on with it. And you really do need a car, like, to get around everywhere, I've realised. Because I don't have a car here, I have to really rely on Uber, and the wait times were insane. Like, there was this one time, I was trying to get home from uni, and I ordered an Uber, and it said 40 minutes wait. I thought, you mad? Because I'd been waiting for like 15 minutes to get an Uber, and then when I did get one, it said 40-minute wait. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait, because I'm not going to get one at this rate. He then cancelled when he was 5 minutes away. And I'm thinking, you're an idiot. Like, you're 5 minutes away and cancelling. I had to wait another 10 minutes to then get another Uber, to then wait another 30 minutes for the Uber to come. It was actually insane. Everything I'm saying in this video, obviously it's not applying to the whole country of Mexico, because I haven't been to the whole country. Like, I'm literally just speaking about where I am, my experiences where I am, and comparing it to back home. Before anyone's like, oh, you're saying this, like, you haven't been to other places. Like, I've been to Mexico City, so I've seen the capital city, so I know how different Mexico City is from here. But it's like, I'm literally talking about where I have been living for the past 5 months. Like, Mexico City, I only visit as like a tourist, so my experience of Mexico City is going to be different to someone who would be living in Mexico City, if you understand what I'm saying. Because living somewhere and visiting somewhere as a holiday is very different, and I'm going to keep saying that in like all the videos I'm doing about Mexico. What the things I'm going to say is based on my experience of living there, and it is very different to live somewhere whereas to visit somewhere as a tourist, because you get treated differently, you experience new things, and you're exposed to different kind of settings and environments. So I just want people to take that into consideration. Like, shocked me being here was the traffic lights. Like, I did expect it a bit, but not as much. But the countdown traffic lights, so obviously I know they do it in the USA as well, because I've seen it, I've been there. You cross the road, you press it, and then it says like stop, they'll go, and then you have like this, I don't know how many seconds it is, but you have a certain amount of time to cross the road. We don't have that in the UK. Like, I can't think, I mean, I think I've seen it in some places, but it's not like a common thing in the UK. So seeing that here, it was just like, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And there's not a lot of places to press like the pedestrian button to like cross the road. You just have to wait for it to change, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that yet. So yeah, that's the last one. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to come back anytime for my next video, which will be revealed very soon. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and also share, like, because sharing is caring. There might be someone who needs to hear this advice, so be sure to share it. So yeah, I appreciate you watching my video, and have a good day, and thank you for watching.
How to pause it, running it